Good afternoon, Tomcat Nation, and welcome to this week's edition of the Tomcat Report. My name is Garret England. The Tomcat baseball team picked up 3 wins in 8 games last week against conference opponents St. Vincent, Thomas More, and Waynesburg, and non-conference opponent Allegheny. Against St. Vincent, the Tomcats split the series opening doubleheader. The Tomcats picked up a 3-1 win in Game 1. Kevin Forrester tossed a complete game, giving up just 1 run on 5 hits, while Daniel Patrice and Brian Mitchell both went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Against Thomas More, the Tomcats picked up a 3-0 win in Game 2 of the series. Nick Bucci picked up his conference-leading 7th win, pitching a complete game shutout. Jake Marino, Zach Hudacek, and Andrew Giese all picked up RBIs. Against Waynesburg, the Tomcats picked up a 14-2 victory behind Brian Mitchell, who had a triple, a home run, and 5 RBIs. Michael Rome picked up the win, pitching 4 scoreless innings in relief. The Tomcats are now 19-14 on the season and 11-8 in the conference. The Tomcats softball team played 4 games over the past week, going 2-2. The Tomcats picked up wins against Bethany and losses against Westminster. In Game 1 against Bethany, the Tomcats picked up a 2-1 win. Jessica Kelly went 7 innings, giving up just 1 run and notching 6 strikeouts. AJ Karate went 1 for 3 with an RBI. Leah Wojtek went 3 for 4 with an RBI, including a walk-off triple to score Elena Callahan, who was 2 for 3 on the day. In Game 2, the Tomcats picked up a 3-0 win. He pitched a complete game shutout with 4 strikeouts, while Miranda Reisman went 3 for 3 with an RBI, and Alexa Fike was 2 for 3 with an RBI. The Tomcats are now 12-18 overall and 7-7 in the conference. The men's lacrosse team played 2 games last week, going 1-1 against Bethany and St. Vincent. Against Bethany, the Tomcats picked up a night. Kyle Reeb scored 5 goals and had 2 assists. Edward Cargbo scored 2 goals and had 2 assists. Brennan O'Shea scored 4 goals, and Liam Stickle had 2 goals and 2 assists, while Charles Wissner and Cole O'Connor combined to make 9 saves in the win. The Tomcats are now 10-3 overall and 5-1 in conference play. The women's lacrosse team played 1 game last week, dropping the game to Transylvania. The Tomcats picked up 3 goals from Paige Shearer, Mackenzie Quinn, and Erica Obrzezinski, while Kyra Farrell made 8 saves. The Tomcats are now 2-9 on the season and 2-4 in conference play. The men's tennis team played 1 match last week, dropping the match to Bethany. The Tomcats dropped the match 8-1. Nick Peroni and Christian Conrad picked up the only win for the Tomcats with an 8-6 win in number 3 doubles. The Tomcats are now 1-6 overall and 1-6 in conference. The men's women's track and field teams competed at the Penn State Barron Invite last. Summer Work placed first in the 1500-meter run with a time of 5 minutes, 8.85 seconds. Work also placed first in the 5,000-meter run with a time of 18 minutes, 40.89 seconds. Work's time in the 5,000-meter run set a new school record and was the 3rd fastest time in the PAC this year. Beverly Kozic also placed first in the 800-meter run. Jessica Monroe placed first in the high jump at 1.55 meters. For the men's team, Chris Jones placed first in the 200-meter and 400-meter dashes. The men's golf team competed at the Thiel Spring Invitational and the Doug Rogers Memorial Invitational last week. In the Thiel Spring Invitational, the Tomcats placed second behind Jason Thorpe and Jonathan Loomis, who both shot 76 for 5th overall, while Will Milady tied for 14th with an 84. In the Doug Rogers Memorial Invitational, the Tomcats placed 7th behind a 4th place finish from Jason Thorpe, who shot 72, while Will Milady tied for 9th, shooting a 78, and Jonathan Loomis finished tied for 39th, shooting a 90. Coming up this week, on Friday, the men's and women's track and field teams will take part in the PAC Championships in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. The men's tennis team will compete in the PAC Championships in Erie, Pennsylvania, while the men's and women's golf teams will compete in the PAC Championships. On Saturday, the baseball team will travel to Waynesburg for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. The softball team will host Geneva for a doubleheader starting at 1 p.m. The women's lacrosse team will host W&J at 1 p.m. The men's lacrosse team will host Transylvania at 2:30 p.m. And on Sunday, the women's lacrosse team will host Thomas More at 1 p.m. Thank you for watching. My name is Garret England. Make sure to follow all your favorite Tomcat sports teams at home or on the road by logging on to tealathletics.com or on social media at Thiel Athletics.